Hello and welcome to this special Day of the Dead transmission for 2017. Thank you for being here today on November 1st as we honor the lifting of the veil, the thinning of the veil between us in the living world, in the mortal world, and those that have passed and that are beyond physical form. So I absolutely love this time of year. I do. I love Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, however you call it. It's celebrated worldwide. Countless cultures have honored this time of the year, have recognized this time of the year. And one of the reasons why I love it is that it allows us to live beyond this myth of linear time, allows us to expand outside that, and allows us to be cyclical creatures and join with those that have passed and join with those that will be in the future. Allows us to live in the moment as if time were a circle rather than a linear line. I'm going to go into that a little bit more later. So I wanted to at first talk about the fact that with this thinning of the veils, our ancestors and those that have recently passed or passed quite some time ago that we love and that love us are really reaching out to us right now. And this year in particular, I feel that they're reaching out even more. They have such a strong message for us, and I can feel them coming into unity. So just as we've been kind of collectively waking up, right? They're waking up too, and they're coming together as well. So there's a coming together on their side and a coming together on our side, and this moment allows us to all to come together and to receive from them. So I want to talk about the ways that your past loved ones may be trying to communicate to you right now, and how you can actually be in relation to them during this period and communicate back. Because I don't believe that you need to be a psychic medium in order to do this. I don't consider myself a psychic medium. I don't channel voices, specific words, specific physical characteristics, and yet I have conveyed messages to my clients from their past loved ones, and I have received messages from my own loved ones. So I want to talk about a few ways that those messages are likely coming through for you right now. And the primary way and the kind of most visceral and present way I'm feeling is through our experience of grief and sadness. So that you may experience a moment of feeling like your heart empties, a deep internal heartache, a sense of loneliness and emptiness, and a feeling that something is missing, a feeling that whatever this person or this animal, this entity provided you is gone. And so there's an aching and desire to have that again, and a feeling that it's missing. Whether it's their love or their courage or their compassion or their wisdom. It just has this visceral feeling of wanting them there in a specific moment. So this feeling that we're getting is actually our heart opening. And it feels as if there's this emptiness, but what's actually happening is that our hearts are creating space. They're expanding. They're creating new space because our past loved ones are actually calling out to us and saying, hey, I have a gift for you. There's something that you need to receive from me. And what that thing is the exact piece that you think that you are missing. Whatever you desire and miss and long for in that person, animal, being is exactly what they are trying to gift you with. This is an expansion of your heart and your soul and of your very being. You can actually be, we have an opportunity to actually become that what we desire. And it does come through, often, grief. We do often think about grief as a way of our hearts opening and of loving. And it's also, grief is also a new way of coming into relationship with ourselves and loving ourselves and knowing ourselves newly. So as you allow the grief to end, as you soften into it, as you come into those places that feel empty, then you're ready to call forth this person, animal, entity into communication with you. And some ways to do that. So I'm guessing that many of you watching have been having crazy dreams, so many vivid dreams. Okay, that's happening for a reason. Our dream world, which is in our unconscious, is that much closer to that veil, that the veil that's parting and separating and thinning, right? And so our dreams are receiving the messages first. So this is a time to listen to your dreams. Write them down. Ask before you go to sleep to receive a message through this loved one or from this loved one through your dream. And know that they might not come as themselves, okay? It's really important to remember that often our loved ones will be symbolized through another person, another animal, another mythic creature in our dreams. And if we know that and trust it, we will recognize the spirit of that person when they appear in our dream. We will feel it. You will feel it on a like visceral level. You will just know. Another wonderful way to communicate with past loved ones is through your cards. So if you use tarot or oracle cards, you can invite them into conversation. You can invite them into presence. I do this quite often with my clients and with myself. Since my dear cat Lily died in the spring, I every few months I'll communicate to her through my cards. And so you can just say, are you here with me? What is your message for me? And you can just kind of have it back and forth too. So in drawing cards, don't just it doesn't just have to be about receiving, it's also about giving. It's also about telling your loved one what you wish to communicate to them. Any words of love, any words of just anything from your heart about how you miss them. And they'll respond to you. They will. Another way to communicate to them is through your imagination. If there's a conversation that you're really wanting to have with them, there's something that you want to relate to them, picture them in your mind and have that conversation with them in your imagination, and they will receive it. They will. So allow it to be a conversation. Just as they are wanting to communicate to us, they want us to communicate with them as well. So now I'm going to go into the 4 cards that I drew for our transmission today. And I'm going to hold each of the cards up for you so you can kind of allow your intuition to guide you from the get-go. As I'm speaking, allow your intuition to fill in the empty spaces, right? So much about listening intuitively, and I urge you to, when you're watching this, be listening intuitively, is about listening to the in-between spaces, listening between the words. So I drew 4 cards. I'm going to hold each of them up for you. And by the way, I am using the Mary L. Tarot deck this month. Magician. We have Death. And we have Ace of Cups reversed, and I'm going to show this reversed. I'm going to show it upright as well. And then we have Knight of Wands reversed. Get it better. It's reflecting right there. These cards are very reflective. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'm going to show it bright as well. So, the overall message that is coming through during this Day of the Dead reading from our ancestors, from our past loved ones, from everyone in the spirit world, to us human beings living on this planet, is that we are misusing our power. We are, by ignoring and pushing away our powers of destruction, those powers of destruction are actually being directed in a way that we don't intend. So we're actually currently kind of stuck in place. We're stuck in a cycle of unconscious destruction. And they are urging us to kind of come back into balance and to really get to know our death instinct as well as our life instinct. And so we have life and death urges and instincts within us all the time that are always operating in a balanced way. So if we are pushing away our death instinct, which is our drive to destroy, we're pushing that away out of our consciousness, out of our intentions, it's going to be coming through anyway, and it is. And it is acting through us. Whether we like it or not, it is acting through us. So we're being asked to take ownership over the ways that we are destroying ourselves in our world in order to be able to direct it in an intentional, productive way. So the other overall theme that was coming through, it's actually a question. And the question that's being posed is, what needs to come to an end in your life? What needs to come to an end that you have been avoiding, that you've been clinging to, that you know is ending, and yet you are continuing to keep alive? So that's kind of the big question that we're being asked this month. So the Magician shows us our power. The Magician shows us that we have within us all the seeds of potential. So we have every card in this deck within us. And we are always using our power to create and destroy. And so the Magician is really asking us to focus, to bring awareness to what we are currently destroying that we do not intend to destroy. So to become really honest with our own intentions, actually. So pay attention to what do you fear? And what are you not acknowledging that you still fear? Because whatever you fear is actually being acted out. If you're pushing away your fears and you're just kind of pushing through anyway, but there is a lot of stuff kind of in the background holding you back, that stuff in the background is still acting through you. So we are being asked to take ownership over what we fear. What happens is that when we don't do this, and when we act unconsciously, where we're not taking ownership over our powers of destruction, right? We're operating consciously from our powers of creation. So what happens is it's like lighting a fire and putting it out at the same time. And so something gets started and then it stops, started and stops. So what you might be noticing, some area of your life that where you're kind of stuck in place. And it's like you're kind of going like this. You go forward and then you go back. You go forward and you go back. And you're actually just stuck inside a pattern because there's the life force within you that's like, yes, go, go, go. And then there's the death force within you that's like, no, stop, stop, stop. Because, we're going to go into this now, because that death instinct, that instinct to destroy is being misdirected. Because there is something, especially during this time, the fall is a season of release and letting go. So this instinct within us to release and let go is activated right now. It is very much activated within us. And it is driving us towards something specific that we need to let go of. But we are clinging on, we are holding on, we're clinging to it. So take a look at your life. What do you know that you need to let go of? What is no longer serving you right now? It's time to let go of this, and yet you're attached to it. You're attached to it because it makes your life comfortable. It makes your life easy. It makes you feel safe. What are the stories? What are the narratives that you are clinging to about yourself and your life and the way that your life was supposed to be? The way that you had planned it to be. Our past loved ones are coming in to tell us that life is not going to be what you had thought and planned it to be. So let it go. Let it go, because there is something incredible that needs your life instinct. And it keeps getting destroyed because you have not let go of this other piece. It's a tough question to ask yourself. It's a hard question, right? What is not serving me that I'm attached to? We react in fear. Our egos react in fear when the time is arriving, when our highest selves know that it's time to let go. Our egos come in and remind us of all the ways that we cannot live without this part of our lives, whether it's a relationship, a job, an identity, a story that we live by that keeps us small and safe, that keeps our identity contained and understandable and manageable and fixed to what we always kind of thought that we could be and would be. The picture is changing. Our world is in drastic transformation right now. And we have to let go of those old narratives. We have to let go of those narratives to meet this transformation and to expand into who we really are. To allow ourselves to be much bigger than we once thought that we could be. This is the new world. And this is going to be the new us. So we have to let go. The time is now. We're being told the time is now to let go. And part of the honest truth of this is that it's uncomfortable. And yeah, life is going to be a bit uncomfortable for a while, but it already is, right? It already is. You know, it's the experience of resisting change, of holding on to something that is pulling away from us. There's a lot more suffering in that than the discomfort of being in the unknown, the discomfort of surrendering. The discomfort of creating space within you that has not yet been filled in. Because that is what's happening in our heart centers. And that is the message that's coming through the Ace of Cups reversed. That in not letting go, we're actually shutting down our hearts. We are. So the question for you to ask yourself is also, how am I shutting down my heart right now? So as these veils thin at this moment, I was talking in the beginning about how it gives us an opportunity to step out of linear time, right? And be in this present moment of everything being in the present moment. Future, past, and present kind of dissolving. And it allows us to embody ourselves mythically, be mythical creatures. So those that have passed have already stepped out of that. They are mythical creatures. They are the entire deck. They are every archetype. They are every spirit guide. They are woven into the whole. And during this time, we get a little glimpse of that experience, of also being able to feel that and experience that. And our loved ones who have passed are wanting us to experience that and wanting us to expand into more of beyond who we think that we are. Allow us to bring in some new facets of our soul, opening our heart to new ways of being with ourselves and new ways of knowing ourselves. And so it's also time to let go of the myth that we are these separate, limited beings, right? Our ego will always limit who we believe ourselves to be. But that is just our ego. Our spiritual selves know that we are also limitless. We are also infinite. We are also contained within us every facet of the universe, every prism, every archetype within us. And so we can expand our egos. We can allow ourselves to be more than we think we are in this moment. In this moment, we can say that I get to be more than that. And as we do that, little by little, we begin to expand the perception, right? Because ego is all about perception. We begin to expand the perception of who we believe ourselves to be. And we can only do this if we open our hearts. So, Ace of Cups is kind of a cold calling for us to really look at the ways that we have closed off our hearts. And we have done this through attaching ourselves to the experience of loss, attaching ourselves to the identity of being a victim, of being persecuted. When we stay in those places of powerlessness, we build a heavy scar on our hearts that closes us off to receiving, to connection, and to healing. So we're really being asked to pull that away and open our hearts, open those places that have been wounded. Allow ourselves to let go. Allow ourselves to receive anew and really surrender to that experience of receiving and being something more. Something more than the old story has told you that you are. We cannot stay in this mindset of something being taken from us, ripped from us. This is a narrative of losing ourselves. Instead, we're coming into a new, it's not even a narrative, just a new awareness of becoming that which we have lost. And seeing that whatever we have lost is now a gift for us. It's being offered to us now, right now. Whatever you have lost is being gifted to you right now, if you are willing to open your heart. So, the Knight of Wands, reversed, is revealing to us what is currently kind of happening, right? So, it's revealing to us how our power is getting misdirected right now. The Knight of Wands is a powerful archetype for us to direct and channel our power, our intention, our will, our desire. So you look at it up close, like a lightning bolt on the hand, right? It lives here. So where are we directing that lightning? Where are we sending it? I often associate this card with the sign of Sagittarius, actually, and the with his it's a rod, right? I'm not getting my language right. The archer, the arrow that he sends through the cosmos, right? So it's like taking all this kind of big energy within us, life creating, life destroying, and channeling it into a precise direction and a precise intention. But because we have remained attached to what we're being asked to let go of, and we are misdirecting, remaining unconscious to our powers, we are misdirecting that. We are manifesting destruction in our lives that we do not want. But we're being asked to see that we intended it. We intended it. But we can now have the opportunity to bring direction back to that energy, right? Channel that death instinct to destroy to what you're being called to let go of. Let it go. Direct that energy there. It is powerful. And then, only then, come into your heart. Find the new space that has been created for you, gifted. Use these new aspects of yourself that you're expanding yourself to be. And create from that place. Create what whatever you have been trying to create for the last, I don't know how long. I don't know how long you have been working at whatever you're trying to create that you've been kind of staying stuck in. But the process right now is letting go, opening, becoming, and then channeling that life force. It's a process that cannot be rushed. We can't skip over the parts that feel difficult, the parts that are challenging, the parts that take us to places within us that we don't like. The parts we can't, it's not easy. We can't skip over the challenging part. We have to let go and be willing to sacrifice things that we are attached to, that have made our life easy, that we believe that make our life easy, I should say, because it's all about what we believe. We have to let go of that in order to really manifest our true intentions in the world right now. And those intentions are getting bigger and bigger and wilder and are pushing us outside the boxes of who we always thought that would be possible in our lives, would be possible for ourselves. Because like I said in the beginning, we're being called. And so our past loved ones are showing us right now, this is what it takes. This is what it takes to actually be called and follow through on it. Is to engage in this process of release, expansion, change, and action. So that is the transmission. I invite you now to follow the link which is in the description to a lovely PDF download that Renee Starr has created for us all on the dark moon. So Renee Starr is a lunar priestess and award-winning author and teacher of lunar mysteries and the sacred feminine and the mystic arts. And she is an expert. She's an expert in the workings and the mystics and the wisdom of the dark moon. And so there's a portal that's opening, that opened yesterday on October 31st, that goes through the next 2 weeks and culminates on the dark moon in Scorpio. And so this PDF is a guide to how to work with this energy and what it's really all about. So that's so that's your gift also from Renee as part of this event that we're doing together. So go ahead and go download that now. I also have a couple invitations for you that I'd like to let you know about. So first of all, Renee has a dark moon box. This is a box of goodies that you get every month for you to work with the energies of that specific dark moon. And if you sign up in the next 2 days, I believe by November 3rd, you can get the dark moon box in Scorpio. So this is working with the current energies that I've been talking about and that she goes into also in her PDF that you'll be downloading. So I invite you to go to her website and check out that wonderful offer and see what's in store. And I am excited to let you know that today I have opened doors for early bird orders for my 2008 personal forecasts. So this is an in-depth reading of the next year of your life. It gives you the big picture of your spiritual growth. So you'll really look at what is guiding you throughout the year. What is going to be your primary challenge? What are the primary themes that are going to be coming up for you? What is your primary gift? And where is this year actually leading you on your spiritual path? And we're going to look at elemental focuses, so your career and your relationships, your spirituality, money and health. And then we're also going to look at seasonal shifts and changes. So you'll really be able to use this forecast as a guide throughout the year. That's how I designed it. I designed it to be a guide for you to use throughout the year to help you stay true to your highest intentions and to help you surrender to your true path, to your spiritual path, no matter what it looks like. So it's a guide and companion for you during challenging times, to understand, to be able to kind of get the bigger picture about what is happening and why, so that you can be able to move through both the good times and the bad times of this next year with ease and grace, and be able to see where and how this year is leading you on your overall spiritual path and your journey. So early bird registration for these forecasts is now opening and will be open for the next 2 weeks until November 18th. And you get a significant discount if you order it during the early bird period. So I highly recommend, if you'd like to get a forecast for 2018, that you get one between now and November 18th. And I will provide that link below so you can learn more about it and read testimonials and reviews from several people who purchased forecasts last year, and read about their experiences with their forecasts and how they worked with them and what they gained from them. All right, thank you so much for joining me on this special transmission in this collaboration with Renee Starr. And I hope that you set aside plenty of time the next few days to commune with your loved ones that have passed, to commune with your ancestors and your spirit guides, to commune with your favorite archetypes, and allow for that expansion of your heart, expansion of who you are. Thanks for watching. I will see you soon.